What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brew master in chief. And tonight is the night before Alchemy. So I'm coming at you with a brief announcement and some spoilers and some added extra bonus gameplay footage that I will tag on at the end. So stick around for that. But first of all, here we are on the main magic.wizards.com mothership website. They did a little announcement today. Go and have a look for yourselves. I'll leave a link in the video description. And there's plenty of information in here all about Alchemy. But the bit that I wanted to highlight here to my viewers before we jump into the rest of the spoilers is this bit over here. Grab the Alchemist bundle. So here's a chance to start building your Alchemy collection. The Alchemist bundle will be available in the store on Thursday, December 9th. And there's a one-time purchase that includes 20 packs of Alchemy Innistrad for either 15,000 gold or 3,000 gems. So it's essentially a 5,000 gold discount on 20 packs, because that would usually cost you 20,000 gold. This will only cost you 15,000. So it's a nice little way to kickstart your Alchemy adventures. Of course, I've heard from previous announcements that we'll be getting some other free packs, I think, maybe some wild cards, and I think there'll be the code, the usual play Alchemy. So there'll be some free ways which I will break down in their entirety on day one. So don't forget to tune in for that tomorrow. That we can use to try and squeeze as much free Alchemy packs as we can out of the arena economy. But that announcement having been announced, let's jump straight into spoilers. And yesterday we ended off on Hallowhenge Wrangler, and there was a couple more things spoiled after I went to bed. So first up, we've got Lupine Harbingers. This is a sweet card, and it's cool because it's bringing Foretell back, which, you know, is a Kaldheim thing, but that's what happens with these new Alchemy cards. There's a lot of like stuff from old sets that they can just bring back because it's, you know, Alchemy. So it has Foretell, which means you can foretell it for the usual 2, but then later on you can cast it for 6. So if you foretell this on turn 2 and cast it on turn 6, what happens? Lupine Harbingers enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of turns you've begun since it was foretold. This is new wording that they're using a lot in this set. Number of turns you've begun. So basically, the turn that you foretell it on wouldn't count. The following turn, turn 3, it would count. Turn 4 would count. Turn 5 would count. Turn 6 would count, and then you cast it. So it would come into play with an additional 4 +1/+1 counters on turn 6, making it an 8/8 trample haste. Pretty insane. And of course, the longer you leave it there, this can just become like a win con. You just wait until turn 8, turn 9, turn 10, whatever. You just wait until that right moment when the opponent is completely tapped out, and even if he has a few blockers, this thing can come down as a whatever. This thing can come down huge, and it has haste and trample, and that should win you the game. So I think, and it's a wolf, I think it's definitely gonna see some play. Even if you don't get to foretell it and you just play it on curve, 4 mana 4/4 with trample and haste is great. So yeah, good card. Can't wait to test it out. Next up, we've got Ravenous Pursuit. Apparently this one was it's supposed to be sorcery speed. It's not instant speed. They've already like errated it, and it'll be it won't be an instant once it's live on Arena. So take note of that. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So it's a fight spell. Choose a creature card in your hand. It perpetually gets +X/+X, where X is the amount of excess damage dealt this way. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not entirely sure what I would do. I mean, I know exactly how it would play out, but like what targets I would use it on and things like that. But that's really cool use of the perpetually thing. Next up, Settle the Wilds. This I saw on Facebook today. So it's a sorcery speed, and you seek a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So seek is just take from your library without shuffling. So it's just going to grab a random land from your library and put it onto the battlefield. Which is great. We haven't had anything that does that at 3 mana in a long time. since Cultivate. It's been all sorts of creature ramps and mana dorks, and there is still the kicker card. I can't remember the name of now. That, but that's 4 mana that, you know, directly puts lands onto the battlefield, and there's still Roiling Regrowth or something, but that you have to sacrifice a land, so it's kind of like semi-ramp, but not great. Only works well in landfall decks. So it's been a while since we've had a card that does this. And it's not, that's not it. It doesn't end there. This is actually, I think, going to definitely see some play in like ramp decks. So you seek a basic land card, you put onto battlefield tap. Then seek a permanent card with mana value equal to the number of lands you control. So say you do this on turn 3, and then you would have 4 lands in play because you've put one onto the battlefield. That means you can seek a 4-drop out of your library into your hand, and then the following turn you'll have the mana to play it. I think that's really, really powerful. And of course, the later in the game that goes, there'll be a point at which it doesn't work, because you know, if you've got 6-7 lands on the battlefield, there's nothing in your library that has that mana value. But in the early game, I think this is going to be really, really good in some curves. I'm not entirely sure what deck yet, but like some more traditional sort of mono green ramp into big things rather than the aggro plan that mono green has been operating under for a while now. Might be cool. All right, next up, this is a crazy card. Like, what the hell? A 1-mana card, uncommon. Listen to the amount of stuff that this thing does, okay? It's a 1/1. It's a 1/2 wolf. So another great 1-drop for that tribe. When Tenacious Pup enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. Then, when you cast your next creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter, trample counter, and a vigilance counter on it. What? Like, even if you just played this first and then Kessig Naturalist on turn 2, your Kessig Naturalist comes into play as a 3/3 trample vigilance. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Super overpowered. Can't wait to play with it. Next up, Antique Collector. Human Rogue. 2 mana, 1 and a green for a 2/2. Antique Collector can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. When Antique Collector enters the battlefield, creatures you control perpetually gain. When this creature dies, you may shuffle it into its owner's library. If it's in your graveyard... Okay, if you do investigate, so you make clue tokens for each creature that dies. Okay, we're getting a little bit more support for that clue stuff we were talking about early spoiler season. There was this thing, where is it? The clue, is it this one? Yeah, the Slayer's Bounty. That might work. Interesting. Antique Collector. All right. Next up, and we're already near the end. There wasn't much today. That's why I'm going to stick in a couple of bonus jank videos. Soul Stealer Axe. I really like this one. I also saw this one on Facebook today. I think with your equipment decks, this is getting some love because Equip Creature has Trample. Okay, reminiscent of Soul Spear, of course, obviously way worse, but still, you're just giving the Equipped Creature Trample, which is great. There isn't much. There's only one other thing. It's called like the something pendant, and it's 3 mana, and it's got a huge equip cost. This is a 1-drop, equip 2, Equipped Creature has Trample. But whenever Equipped Creature deals combat damage to a player, seek a card with mana value equal to that damage. So a card draw, in a way. And you could be seeking out, more equipments to put onto the creature, grow it bigger. I think this could be really good. Like, or even just putting this on your little Fireblade Charger to give it haste. To play this on turn 1. Nah, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't work with the Fireblade Charger, but still. I like this card, and I'm definitely going to be finally seeing if there's something to Equipment's Tribal, because I was so excited when I saw Bruenor, and then it's still kind of a tier 3 deck, if that. Next up, Wickerwing Effigy. This is a crazy one. I also saw this on Facebook today. I tried to not spoil it so that I could do this thing where we read it together for the first time, but I'm on too many Facebook groups about Magic, and it's going crazy with the spoilers from today. Wickerwing Effigy is a Scarecrow 1/4. It costs 3 mana with Defender. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. So it's kind of an effect. There's the Autumn of Augur of Autumn, or something like Ranger Class or something. It's something that's typically in green. This is colorless, so you can give that type of effect to pretty much any deck. But there's a huge downside. Whenever you cast a creature spell from your library, it becomes a black bird in addition to its other colors and types, and has flying and has a base power and toughness of 1. So I don't know where this would work. Some kind of weird Sultai flying, like flyer weenies, which I'm actually looking at. There's that new Cleave card that draws you cards for the number of cards with flying that you have. This could work, and you just anyway make it so that the things that you're top decking are 1/1s anyway, so you don't care if they become birds, and you're not losing any power and toughness. There's something to it. I've already started thinking about plans for this card, but I'm not entirely sure. It's probably just a pile of jank. Next up, Key to the Archive. 4 mana artifact. Key to the Archive enters the battlefield tapped. When Key to the Archive enters the battlefield, you draft a card from Key to the Archive spellbook, then discard a card. Add 2 mana of any color, of any combination of colors. That's cool. So you can do like 1 blue, 1 red. Wow, that's super cool. That's a really nice mana rock. No wonder it's 4 mana. I don't know about this, what's in the spellbook though. We'll have to see what's in its spellbook, but I think this is a really powerful card actually. If it was 3 mana, it would be wow, but still. Interesting. And we've come to the end. We got another Planeswalker, guys. We've got a Tibalt down here, and we've got a new Garruk. I'm usually a huge Garruk fan, and I think this one is going to please most Garruk fans. So it's a 4 mana Planeswalker, 3 loyalty. +1, the first one, at the top gives a creature, you choose a creature card in your hand, it perpetually gains +1/+1, and perpetually gains the spell cost 1 less to cast. Okay, that is already just so cool. And then, -1, you draft a card from Garruk, Wrath of the Wild spellbook, and put it onto battlefield. I did watch a snippet of something about this. I can't remember. I think all the cards are just wolfy, like, you know, the typical creatures, big trampoline things that Garruk is into. So you get a creature pretty much every time you -1, and you put it onto the battlefield. It's like stuff like Kazandu mammoths and things like that. So insane. And then -5 until end of turn, creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample. Like, this is just typical Garruk. A Garruk type of a Planeswalker. I really, really like it. We'll have to see in detail what's in the spellbook, but I do remember it just being a bunch of like big trampoline creature type things, all mono green cards, and the +1 is great. All right, so that's the spoilers for today. I think that's it, because the cards it goes live on Arena tomorrow. Like I said, don't forget to tune in. I'll be cracking a bunch of packs. And yeah, crafting up some fresh alchemy brews. But all those announcements out of the way, I did promise you a little bit of janky fun at the tail end of this video. So there's a few options here, okay? Going with the theme from yesterday of like, so for those of you who missed yesterday, it was this deck here, the Sparring Paladin, where basically I was digging through cards that perhaps don't see as much play, and I wish that they did. And in this case, it was Guardian Paladin, which is the Signpost uncommon for Crimson Bow for Selesnya colors. Today's brew, same thing, 4 mana, uncommon, Signpost, but in Golgari colors, and it's the Ancient Lumberknot. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So you've got to put all the creatures in your deck need to have a bigger toughness, you know, chunkier booties. And so we've got some nice ones. First of all, we get to play with Concealing Curtains, which I never got to play with yet. It's a nice little blocker in the early game, and then you can flip it by paying 3, and the opponent reveals their hand. You choose any card, and they discard it, and then they get to draw a card. But, you know, you get them to discard the most important card in their hand. That's pretty sweet, even though they get to replace it. And then it becomes a 4/3 with Menace. And that's, of course, satisfies the rule with Ancient Lumberknot. Bigger booty than power. Then we've got Dig Up to, you know, either make land drops or tutor up exactly what we need when we need it. Find our combo pieces. A little bit of removal. Bloodchief's Thirst, Infernal Grasp. I'll go through all of it. We've got 3 Meathook Massacres, 3 Heroes Downfalls, 3 Binding of the Old Gods. So plenty of removal. Then we've got one of the main cards of the deck, the Catapult Fodder / Catapult Captain. It's a 3-mana 1/5, so satisfying the first rule with the higher toughness than its power. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures that have toughness greater than their power, you transform Catapult Fodder, and it becomes Catapult Captain. So 2/6, where you can pay 3 mana, 2 colorless and a black, tap it, sacrifice another creature, and target opponent loses life equal to that sacrifice creature's toughness. So it's like you're flinging, you know, things at the opponent, essentially, in the catapult. And what are we going to be putting in that catapult? We've got the perfect fodder, the Unhallowed Phalanx. It's a 5-mana 1/13, and it enters a battlefield tapped, unfortunately. But with Ancient Lumberknot in play, and this thing can attack for 13, first of all, or block for 13. You know, because we're assigning combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. But then we can sacrifice it to Catapult Captain and fling it at the opponent's face. And that's the meme that, you know, the meme janky combo that we're trying to go off on tonight. I will be taking this for a little bit of a spin on the unranked ladder, maybe just 2-3 games. Don't want to go too long. I've had a really long day and I need to hit the sack. Got to get my beauty sleep. Tomorrow Alchemy is hitting arena. We need to be ready. But last card I haven't touched on, which also satisfies the you know, bigger booty rule, is Skullport Merchant, which is great because it's a little bit of ramp, a little bit of card draw. You know, can start attacking in for 4 if you've got an Ancient Lumberknot in play. Great, fits in, you know, ticks all the boxes. And that's the deck. So we're just trying to like control the board with all of our good removal, set up the combo where we have Catapult Fodder and Unhallowed Phalanx. But first, we can start chipping away at the opponent. If we've got Ancient Lumberknot on the battlefield, you know, and a Catapult Captain is swinging in for 6 damage. These guys are swinging in for 4 damage with Menace. We can chip away at the opponent first with that. And then once we've gotten him close to or lower than 13, then we can fling one of these Unhallowed Phalanxes at his face with the Catapult Captain. And that's the deck. Let's jump into some games. This one should be pretty fun. Like, I honestly haven't even really tested it. I played like 1 or 2 matches. I haven't gotten it to go off yet. Let's, fingers crossed. Lord Rasmus. Okay, we got a Lumberknot, we got some removal, we got a tutor. Play out the Hydra, give the opponent the courtesy tap. Double Lumberknots. Oh man, typical unranked matchmaker. They play Golgari, we play Golgari. Typical, this always happens in unranked. Foretell, huh? What could that be? Discard the skull something. Interesting. The mystery deepens. Red mana. Now I have no idea what's going on. This is why we come to the play queue. Probably should have led with the fodder. But if he's got removal, we've got a backup Lumberknot. We don't have a backup fodder. So... and the white. Okay, 5-color jank pile. With maybe he's trying to fetch gods out of his library with the world tree. That would be crazy. Crazy. It's been a while since I've played anyone attempting that. See how the power goes up to 4 there in blue? Boop. Nice. I like this card. It's fun. No one expects it. Ren and 7. Okay, we can kill the token with our Bloodchief's Thirst and kill her rapidly. Ooh, Unhallowed Phalanx. Face, Ren, go. Boom, boom.
Even in defeat, we grow.
Another Ren. Well, we're within striking range with the Phalanx. So maybe we just go and get some mana. Yeah, that's my plan. Go get another black. Play out another Lumberknot. Still another couple turns of setup, unfortunately. Let's see how long we can survive. Ooh, there was a binding. That means he might have another one. No, 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 don't. Please don't. Don't kill my captain. Double crush the weak. Oh, that is painful. But okay, fine. We didn't lose the captain. If only we had 1 more mana. Oh no, it's 2 more mana. Okay, you have to have removal for the Phalanx or you're dead. Come on, let's get it on game 1, baby. Oh, drum roll. If we... Oh, no. Hullbreaker? Does he have like a fading hope? You've got to be joking. You've got to be joking. Okay, guys. This card is ruining my life. I like hate it with all my hate. It's become my new pet like hate. I hate it more than anything. Freaking stupid Kraken. Why did they print this thing? It's ridiculous. I'm just 1 turn away from killing you. Whatevs. At least we can block. But he's just gonna bounce this. I cannot believe we got Hullbreaker Horrid in some 5-color weird jank with Ren and Seven. Congratulations to the opponent, though, for some creativity there. This is why we come to the unranked queue, people. That was some masterful jank. Well played. Well played. We were one turn away from flinging that thing at the opponent's face. So close. I'm gonna give myself like a 3-match limit. If we can't get it to work, we'll just call it a night. But I hope you agree with me that it's a fun idea. I really like this Lumberknot. Yeah, okay. I mean, we can go dig up a land. Mono white, ladies and gents. Ooh, Magecraft. Okay. We need to definitely... Oh, come on. What? Come on. Playing like one of the strongest decks in the format and you just quit on me like that? No. We need to fling phalanxes of zombies at people's faces. Woodsman 46. Hopefully we have ourselves a good sport. Okay. I'll keep that. Dig up allows you to keep hands like this. And then we've got the 3, bigger booty creeps in hand with which to flip the Captain. The Captain. I don't even need to dig up for a land. We'll just use the ones we have for now. Yeah, definitely. So far, lots of forests. What's going on? Okay. Maybe we should have tried this on the rank ladder. That could be funny, but I have just a bad feeling we'll end up getting Alrune's Epiphany out of here. Let's give it a try. At least the opponent won't scoop on us. This might be a very bad idea, guys. Rick roar. Oh, mate, come on. Do I play this on green or black? Probably on green. Okay, Zombos. Let's get rid of Jadar. Thank you very much. Now, do we flip the curtains or do we play the Skullport? That is the question. So if we play the Skullport, oh, of course it's Golgari. Of course. If we play the Skullport, that means we have the treasure to play the Lumberknot the following turn. It's probably the way to go. It's not like I'm going to use this on anything. Wreck Roar. Show me what you got. Dirty Dispute. Everybody get swifty. It's swifty time tonight. Poop on the floor. God, I love Rick and Morty. Opponent. He's out an innkeeper. It's a lot of treasure. He's got 5 available mana. Tusky. Tusky. It's a lot of chump blocking. Binding of the Old Gods on my Ancient Lumberknot attacks. That's my prediction. No? Yeah. Two cards. Poof. Toski is clearly just super duper good. No ways in the deck at all of getting rid of him. There's gonna be that like skeletal swarming nonsense. Cool lands, these ones. Another Innkeeper. Now we flip you. Bye bye, Toxrill. It's got Menace. Attaboy. Then we hold up mana for the Skullport Merchant on the treasure. Try and draw something useful. Nice. Forget I said anything. Let's get rid of this thing. Sure. What? Okay. More lands. More. Okay. Okay. Thanks for nothing. Snakeskin Veil? No way. Okay, no. Rights is okay. Could have gotten him down to 3, but I do want to block at least Totoski. It's not for the life, but you know, just try and get him to draw at least one less card. It's got so many options. He's gonna have to discard down quite a bit now, though. If we just get one more removal spell, we might just still get him. Discard. Oh, we did it. We got him. Well, unless he's got removal. Okay, we didn't get the combo off. We got a victory, and I don't want to push my luck. So I'm going to leave it at that. We have also conveniently arrived at about the 40-minute mark, which is round about where I wanted this video to go. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Like I've said now a few times, I shall be cracking Alchemy packs and playing Alchemy for a few hours live on stream. And I'd love to see you all there. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.